What's going on, everybody? This is dkdynamite, and today I'm going to be reviewing the new multiplayer maps known as Madagascar and Elevation as a part of Map Pack 1, I guess you can call it, for Black Ops 4 multiplayer. I know we've been promised 12 brand new multiplayer maps as a part of the Black Ops Pass, and it's kind of weird that they didn't just release 3 multiplayer maps with Map Pack 1 so that they can make it 4 map packs, 3 multiplayers each, 3 times 4 is 12. You guys do the math, that would make more sense. So it's going to be kind of weird to see how they end up releasing the other multiplayer maps later down the line, because if they continue with that trend of 2 multiplayer maps per map pack, we're still going to be left with a couple afterwards. So not sure how they're going to release that, but we'll of course have to wait and see. Now, starting off with my favorite multiplayer map of the 2, known as Madagascar. I really do enjoy this map. It plays very well with OBJ modes. I ended up getting a pretty sick gameplay on this map with, I think, one of my first matches on here, and it almost feels like the people playing the Map Pack 1 playlist are bots because they just don't know how to play OBJ. So I was able to drop a sniper's nest, I think a strike team, and some other streaks as well as I played through this match, and I think I was 30-0 at one point. Obviously not a gun streak, my sniper's nest just decided to go off, but I think the map design itself is pretty fluent. It's not that big of a map, so it is a pretty fast-paced experience when you do play in OBJ mode on it. I do like how there is an aesthetic with the roofs, which means you can't actually grapple on top of them or get on top of them, period. But there are a couple of weird tower-looking things similar to the tower we have in firing range. Not exactly a tower, but a little bit of a higher point you can get to. And they're almost death traps if you're playing OBJ, because somebody will throw a grenade up there, somebody will snipe you out of it, but if you do need a couple of seconds to heal yourself or call a streak in, you might be able to sneak up there and actually enjoy yourself. But I've had a blast playing Madagascar. I think this is definitely a better map than Elevation, and the map once again does fit very well with the specialist system we have in game. Now, I do want to talk about Zero a little bit, the new specialist here in multiplayer. I'll be showing some gameplay on screen of Zero later on. I did get a couple of clips using her, but they're definitely going to nerf her. She is such a pain in the ass when you're playing multiplayer. I think this was the exact match where I just got so frustrated with the decoy little mini-map confusion that was going on, as you guys can see later on. It was similar to the decoy grenade from Black Ops 1, where if you were to throw it, it would kind of confuse your mini-map into thinking there were enemies around you. So they kind of brought that back with this specialist ability, and you can obviously tell who's real and who's not. I think the red dot on the mini-map that indicates a decoy is actually a little, I think the color of it's a little less bright than the actual enemies when they shoot around you. It'll be a lot darker. So let me know what you think of that down below in the comments. I think it gets annoying here and there, especially when you get killed because you couldn't use your specialist or you couldn't use your ability since somebody had Zero out there. It gets really frustrating, but I was considering making a separate video talking about Zero, but there's not too much to her, to be honest with you guys. She, of course, has Remain ability, which hacks all the devices around the map, your characters, all types of shit. And then she has her EMP grenade, which she can throw at you as well, which could stun you a little bit and, of course, disable some of your electronics, but she could be avoided. As she's using her ability, you could see an exclamation point above her head wherever she's at around the map. You can go up to her and kill her. If you kill her before she completes her hack, then all those hacks go away. But if she gets a successful hack around the map, then you're going to have to wait until it runs out completely, even if she does die. Now, I also wanted to bring up a topic that I think I brought up a couple of months ago. Even though this map does play very well, and I'm sure it'll be added to some CWL modes in the future, I want to say it's kind of odd that Activision is almost trying to give us the bare minimum with this Black Ops Pass, because originally we were always promised 16 new multiplayer maps, regardless if they were going to be remakes or not, but 16 multiplayer maps with a season pass. We'd obviously get 4 new multiplayer maps and a new zombies experience per map pack, but since they're changing up that DLC model this year, it seems like we're only getting 3 multiplayer maps per map pack, but in this case 2 for map pack 1, and then we'd be getting a new zombies experience alongside that, but as a separate download. So it's kind of weird how they're changing up the DLC cycle, even though it's not really that different. They're just kind of giving multiplayer people the short end of the stick here by giving them less content. content. Obviously, the new Blackout content is free. The new multiplayer weapons are free, which you can also use in Blackout, and all the other little cosmetics as well are free thanks to the new update. But I do kind of miss how the DLC model was with Call of Duty Ghost, where you'd be getting 4 new multiplayer maps, a new extinction map, and a new DLC weapon. That was just really exciting to look forward to whenever EA announced the DLC with a trailer. But I hope they're not going with the route of World War II, where they would say, you know what, we're going to give you guys 3 new multiplayer maps and a new war map with each map pack. And I guess a lot of the resources and dev time went to war, so they weren't able to get out that extra multiplayer map per DLC. But obviously, we don't have war this year. We have Blackout, and all the Blackout content is free. So it's kind of weird how they're marketing that, excuse me. So it's like, okay, we're not paying for an extra add-on to Blackout, but we're getting that free. So I guess Activision's saying, you know what, let's cut corners a little bit with multiplayer. Since they're pushing out this free content, let's just remove 1 multiplayer map per DLC. But in this case, we only got 2, so it's unclear as to how they're going to do that, unless they drop another multiplayer map next week, unless they start dropping 3 per map pack going forward, and maybe 4 multiplayer maps in the last map pack. Not sure how they're going to do that, but we're unclear as of right now how their DLC marketing is being handled, since once again, as you guys might know, we had no type of marketing for DLC 1, whatever the hell this is even called. We didn't get marketing for Dead of the Night and Zombies. We didn't get really any marketing for these 2 new multiplayer maps aside from the launch trailer on release, which is kind of odd. So let me know what your thoughts are down below in the comments about the marketing within Black Ops 4 multiplayer and Zombies. But moving on to the next map, which is Elevation. This map pissed me off. I got a pretty good gameplay on it. I dropped almost 50 kills thanks to my kill streaks as well. But I almost want to call this the Secret Santa map because everybody was running around with Secret Santas. I'm kind of surprised that for a smaller map like Madagascar, nobody was running around with melee weapons. But then here in Elevation, everybody was running around with melee weapons, trying to get some kills with their Secret Santas or their Jingle Bells, whatever the hell the new melee weapons are. And it was getting pretty frustrating because you couldn't really rush anybody in a room because they would be running around with melee weapons. So other than that, it's a pretty medium-sized map. The layout's okay. You can kind of guess where people are going to be camping when you play OBJ modes. There's a lot of snipers in the windows, a lot of people camping in this one specific area, which I'll probably show on screen, but I managed to go off a little bit with my SOG. This is a pretty fast-paced map. Even though Madagascar is a little bit smaller, you can do well with both ARs and SMGs. I almost feel like Elevation is a map that you almost need SMGs on because you're going to want to flow through the map as fast as you can. You don't want to really sit in one spot and wait for people to come out with an AR. You kind of want to rush a little bit more on this map for some reason. Not exactly sure why the map is built that way, but the aesthetic, of course, is beautiful. Gives a nice Asian culture type of vibe here with the map, and OBJ could be hectic. I'm going to say I like Madagascar more because I feel like every mode plays well in it, but when you play Elevation, I just feel like the camping is so much more apparent. You guys can let me know what you think of Elevation down below. I just have a really bad feeling about Elevation sometimes, and it gets really annoying, but it's not a bad map by any means. It plays okay. Managed to get a good gameplay on it. Specialists obviously are useful because you're going to get into a lot of close quarters situations around some of the tighter corridors and shit. So you can always have a grab slam handy to get your kills. But that's about it for these new maps. I have to say I like Madagascar a lot more than Elevation, but both maps play pretty decent. I would say Madagascar plays a lot better in certain cases. Maybe that's just my experience with the enemies I was playing against. I just have to say, when I play Elevation, everybody's using melee weapons. Not sure if anybody else feels the same way, but that's about it. This is dkdynamite. Enjoy the rest of the gameplay here on Elevation. Hope you guys enjoy the little tear that I went on with my kill streaks and my SMGs. Definitely had a blast going for these gameplays, but I'm not sure when the next set of multiplayer maps are going to drop. They should be dropping at least one more in the next week or so that for the next few map packs that come out, they can release 3 at a time unless they have a different type of DLC marketing in place. Just don't know as of right now, but check out links down below in the description. Be on the lookout for more Black Ops 4 multiplayer coverage. I'll be doing a review on the new DLC weapons in the next couple of days as I unlock them with the certain tiers. I have some more Blackout coverage as well as a pretty easy Easter egg guide for Dead of the Night. Thanks for watching, everybody. Peace.
Securing Alpha. Be secure.
Strike team standing by. Sniper's nest on station. Shooters deployed to firing positions.
Commencing engagement sequence.
Throwing nade.
Sniper's nest destroyed by enemy forces.
Stay in the zone. We're going round again. Switching rally point. Secure the objective. Securing C. Enemy has Alpha. Charlie locked down. We have the advantage. Sensor dart away. Losing Charlie. Bravo locked down. Securing A.
TACOM, need UAV eyes above. Bringing TAC deploy online.
All locations locked down. Dig in and hold them.
Strike team waiting on your gun.
Lost Charlie. Losing B. Friendly TAC deployed beacon offline. Taking Charlie. Lost B. Losing A. Taking B. We're being dominated. Get aggressive. Bravo secure. Taking Alpha. Losing B.
Your strike team has
A
exited
locked
the
down.
AO.
Securing targets. Losing Bravo. Going live. Lost B. Taking Bravo.
Lightning strike available for tasking.
Danger 6, commencing.
B secure.
1 kill.
Copy, Arrow 19. Come on home.
Taking C. Losing B.